How's it going, everybody? This is Dave. I'm here with Vince from Don't Tell Sarah from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. How's it going, Vince?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Really appreciate you coming on. Let's dive right into it. So, when and how did you guys form?
So we started in the garage back in 2017. Then a couple people left, a couple people came in. Eventually, we got this lineup about 2 years ago, and we've been going incredibly strong ever since, playing 30 plus shows a year since.
That's hardcore, man. You got my respect.
It's tough with a full-time job for sure.
Yeah, no, that takes a lot of like courage and balls and all that stuff. So, salute to you, sir. Not many people can do that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really hard. Like I work in a hardware store. The singer Alex, he moves, he's a mover, and our drummer, he's a construction worker. So after a long day and we drive like a minimum of an hour from where we're from to get to any decent gig, it's pretty tough when you get home at 5 a.m. and you got to start at 8.
Just have to make
But
it work, man. That's what happens like
exactly.
when it comes to like chasing your dreams.
100%. No, you got to put everything you got and then some, just to get it. Like I don't know, I'm having a great time. I'm 30s coming like a freight train right now, but like hell to hell with it. I'm having fun.
Heck yeah, more people should have that attitude.
Yeah,
So you're from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. How's the alternative music scene there? Do you have a favorite local band, a favorite venue?
yeah. Well, there's only really one venue these days. There used to be others. There's La Maison. Like it's a great scene there. Like a bad night there, you'll get 80 people through the door. And the alternative scene right now is only really like 6 or 7 bands. Um, a really good local. I'm also a part of this band, so it's a little bit skewed. It's called Hellrager. They're like a hardcore, like they're more punk than Don't Tell Sarah, but they're fantastic. Like I was a fan before I joined. There's also a cool death metal band called Shrapnel Wound that just released a single. Also a really cool band out here. And there's a lot of really cool music just sprouting up. There's this new band called Duct Tape. They're the singer is 15 years old. They're playing 90s skate punk. Like, where did these kids come from? Who knows? But they're killing it.
That's freaking awesome. That's kind of stuff that just like motivates me to like keep going.
Hell yeah.
It's like where are, those kids around here?
Yeah, like when they like they played a little local festival called Cornwall Chaos last year, and like they were really good. But they played mostly covers, and then they played with Hellraiser a couple weeks back, and they had a bunch of original songs, and it was like seeing a band like The Offspring when they were like 16, 17 years old. Like, what a bunch of energy there. Like, it's so, it's nice to see, to be honest. There was nothing like that when I was a kid. Nothing.
Right on, man. So who would you say your biggest influences are?
These days I'm listening to a lot of Priestess and like a lot of like one of my biggest influences is definitely AC/DC, like the classics like Sabbath, Deep Purple. But I also like a lot of like heavier stuff like Municipal Waste and well, Toxic Holocaust and Mastodon's probably one of my all-time favorites. Like I got Blood Mountain tattooed on my arm, like no shame. And our band kind of likes to mold stuff like 80s hair metal. Like we love the show of those kinds of bands, but we also like the technicality of bands like Baroness, Caius, Kylesa, and Mastodon, and we kind of just mold that. And then there's sometimes a little bit of grindcore kind of sneaks in because that kind of go all over the place because that's just what we like to do.
A little bit of everything. I like it, keeping things
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, the melting pot. There's not much to do here in Cornwall, so you kind of just gravitate towards music, any music, and you just do it.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on man. Feel you on that. That's how it was where I was born and raised. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot, going on. So it made forced me to like get into music and skateboarding and alternative stuff, and then the rest is
Exactly.
history.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have the million
100%.
dollar question for you. So
Shoot.
if you could tour with one of those bands, which one?
I honestly, I'd love to play with like, I'd love to play with Priestess. They haven't been active in a little while, like I think over 10 years now. But like, I just think our styles really, really would complement each other. Like, especially if they're playing stuff off their second album, like, just so good.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a different answer.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like that. I think they like to take a lot of punk and metal and put that together, and that's kind of what we did. We're different but the same. It's hard to. I can't really explain it more than that.
Right on. So now I'm going to ask you some non-music questions. It's a good way for me to get to know you as a person. I did this with the other bands. Are you ready?
Yeah, shoot.
All right, first one, favorite sports team.
Okay, so I grew up playing hockey. My favorite sports team has always been the Pittsburgh Penguins.
That's a different response. I was thinking maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs or
No,
the Montreal Canadiens.
no, I grew up as a Mario Lemieux fan.
Okay, I respect
As
that.
a young French Canadian, it was that was like the hero back then. So it was that's what the team I've always cheered for.
Super Mario, I like it. So if you had to pick a favorite current player, who would it be?
Favorite current player, McDavid is so good. Like I was watching the Oilers play, and I was just like, "What is he? Like, what is going on? He's just going end to end. Nobody can even touch him. That's impressive. Like that's not something you see. That's ever.
Yeah, he's pretty ridiculous. I love watching him
Yeah,
play.
so fast.
And it's not just because his my name is in his last name.
Uh,
So if you could be fluent in another language instantly, what language?
Well, I've always wanted to speak Spanish. I've taken lessons and it just doesn't stick. Like I'm already fluent in English and French. But I've always wanted to speak Spanish because I feel like that would probably give me, I don't know, I like to travel a lot, so I feel like I could speak to more people that way.
Can you say something in Spanish?
I can't anymore.
Well, the
It's gone.
spot.
No, it's all gone. I took those lessons 10 years ago.
I feel you on that one. I definitely do. Slowly but surely, it's like I'm getting it back after all these years of
Oh,
not using it.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do eventually.
Right on. So if you were stranded on a desert island, what three items would you want to have with you?
That's a really good one. Definitely a guitar, any guitar, as long as it's got six strings. I really appreciate that. Um, uh, Probably the Lord of the Rings trilogy, like the books.
Yes.
You kill a
Yes.
lot of time like
Yes.
that, and I haven't read it in a long time, so it'd be perfect time to catch up.
Amazing.
And then hmm, another thing, probably a raft, because when I'm done with it, I just leave.
I like it. That's witty. That's clever.
Yeah, give me a little vacation at the same time.
I like it. So if you had $1 million and you could donate it to any charity, which one?
Um, well, we do a lot of work for wounded warriors and community living here in Cornwall. Um, those are two organizations we care a lot about, and we're constantly doing fundraisers here for them. So yeah, whichever either one of those, probably split it in half.
That's awesome. Can't go wrong.
No, you can't go wrong with those two charities.
So if you go back in time and talk to one world leader or person of influence, who would it be?
Um, Person of influence would probably be like influence. Like I live my life like through music and everything, so it's definitely gonna have to be someone like Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy, just because like that man's an icon. Like he this I love like Thin Lizzy, that dual guitar and everything. Like he was an influence on a lot of people, and I think did change things in the world uh, just by existing.
That's awesome. That's a good answer. All right, last question. What are some places in Cornwall that visitors should check out?
Definitely check out La Maison. There's now that the scene is coming back to life, there's almost always going to be a show, especially in the summer. We got a lot of touring bands coming through now, and crappy bands don't bother to stop because here fans don't. The people in the bar, they're not so kind. Yeah. There's also you should definitely check out. Um, Often they have community events. There's so much music here, and there's so much art. Definitely check out everything that has to do with that. Uh, there's not really anything crazy. We got a really nice park, but that often we like tonight there I can hear it through the walls. There's the arts in the park where they have bands play the park every Wednesday during the summer. That's really nice. And yeah, there's not much for attractions here. It's a very small city.
So when I get up there to visit you, you can take me to all those places, right?
100%, yeah. Yeah, then after that, we're gonna go, probably check out some nicer towns outside of Cornwall. Cornwall is kinda just, the industrial town, and then there's all the nice little towns around. Like, I'm actually from Alexandria, tiny little town, just it's just a Scottish place. Like, we have some of the like, just another small town called Maxville, largest, the largest Highland Games outside of Scotland.
Huh.
So it's
Interesting.
like yeah, so you get like 30,000 people in a town of like 500. It gets pretty rowdy.
I never would have guessed. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Sounds good
Maxville,
to me.
Ontario.
What's that?
Maxville, Ontario.
I'm gonna have to do some research now. Well, I really appreciate you, man, coming on and chatting up, and the
Yeah,
support means
no
a lot to
problem.
me.
Yeah, anytime.
So for the people that are gonna watch this later, where can they find you guys at?
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We also have a TikTok that's just starting. We're getting the hang of it. We're a little bit older. Uh, and then we also have all of our music on Bandcamp, Spotify, and all streaming platforms. Everything we can get our hands on. We also have a brand new music video for Welfare Boogie. It's out now on YouTube. And we are working on our album feverishly, and we're hoping to have it early 2025.
Right on. Looking forward to hearing that.
Oh yeah.
Well, do what the man says. Go check out the music, buy the music, support local music. Love what you guys are doing. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much.
Of course. I hope you have a great night, and we'll chat soon.
Oh yeah. Take care.
Peace.